everyone. We are back. We are live. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Well, welcome back to another episode of Crescent Lake Club Live. And tonight on CLC TV, we are talking cruising. It's an episode of Sees You Real Soon, and we have a lot to talk about. A lot of fun stuff tonight, a lot of things to catch you up on what's been going on with us. But I'll get started with, you can see her right there next to me. It's Angela. How are you doing, Angela?
Hi, guys. I'm doing well. It has been a minute. When's the last time? I feel like the last time we were talking, we were a couple of months out from the 50th celebration and our 1 week cruise and some time at uni, and that was last year. So,
Yeah, and even we all did the 50th anniversary, and that was great. We did the Carnival Mardi Gras, which we are going to talk about here in the second half of the show. Since then, you've been back to Disney
yes,
at least once.
went to Marathon Weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been on one more cruise since the kind of cruising restart after all the delays, thanks to COVID. So we've got a lot of fun things to talk about, a lot of catching up to do. So we'll just jump right in. I'm Keels, that's Angela. We are both part of the Crescent Lake Club. We are a travel agency and a travel content network. You guys can catch us here live on Twitch or YouTube, whichever you're watching us on. Also, if you're checking this back on the replay, I'm going to have a bunch of links down below so you can kind of fast forward to what we're talking about. So today we've got a little bit of cruise news to talk about. We're also going to hit up and just give you guys a little insight to what cruising and COVID protocols, testing, the different things that you have to do to get on a cruise ship. But most importantly, we're going to talk about, that's right, the Mardi Gras. See, I'm a little bit rusty at this. You guys have to bear with me. We're going to talk about our sailing back in October on the Mardi Gras. But first, I guess we'll just kick it straight into some cruise news. I got two topics. One is exciting. One is pretty much par for the course. So we'll start with par for the course. Last week, surprisingly, there were some rumblings that a Disney cruise ship was being pulled from booking for the website. And that could have meant a whole bunch of potential things. But in true Disney fashion, it appears that not even an inanimate object like a cruise ship is saved or safe from COVID complications. That's right. The Disney Wish is delayed. For the maiden voyage out of Florida will be delayed currently by about a month. The German shipbuilder has reported that just because of COVID and supply chain, different things like that, they've been unable to meet the schedule for on-time delivery of the Disney Wish. Meanwhile, other ships are doing just fine. Angela, what is your take on that?
So I'll say right off the bat, I think 30 days is going to turn into a 90-day delay pretty quickly. And, it's just unfortunate because it's just, we say par for the course because this seems to be like Disney woes right now. Like, can they complete a project? Can we get something out on time, timely? And listen, pandemic has affected everything. Everybody's supply chain is screwed. But when you look at the cruise industry, who's having these kinds of issues?
One cruise line that is not, and actually just released a sail out video today, is Celebrity. So we'll move on to cruise news topic number 2.
From one
today
end
from one end to the other. So right now we have the third of the newest series of ships for Celebrity Cruise Line. Currently they have the Edge and the Apex that both sail out of Florida. The third ship, the Beyond, the biggest, the fanciest, the most technological ship, is getting ready to make its maiden voyage. It is being helmed by celebrity superstar, cruising rock star, that's Captain Kate. If you guys haven't followed her on TikTok, she's outstanding. But she was also the first woman to ever take the helm and lead a major cruise ship. She was the captain on the Edge. So now she is taking the Celebrity Beyond from shipbuilding out on its first sailing. And we got a little bit of footage of the ship doing its first sail out test today. And I figured I'd show you guys this. It's really, really cool because while the the Celebrity Beyond is almost completely finished for the exterior. It just has to have the interior finish out. So all those staterooms and everything else for dining areas and whatnot just remains to be done. And she's on slate. Perfect timing to do her maiden voyage out of the Mediterranean in April. So let's take a look at the Celebrity Beyond. So that's just a look at the Celebrity Beyond. You can see a little bit of the work finishing up on all those outside areas, but the Beyond, just like her sister ships, the Apex and the Edge, does have that really cool, very, very iconic orange strip on the side, which is it's a bar that goes up and down. It's where you will depart the ship when it docks in port. It also is a bar that does happy hour on some days, on port days. It will be at different levels, and you can have lunch or late night snacks there. But it's just one of those really iconic symbols of this class of celebrity ship. She's going to be spending her spring and summer in the Mediterranean, and then she will be making her domestic debut this fall. Angela, what are your takes on a ship like this?
I mean, it looks amazing. And I will say, just kind of the finish out, it's definitely a different feel and look from Carnival. So I'd be interested in jumping on a celebrity ship, specifically from that video, the sunset bar and the rooftop garden, like anything that's outdoors, but it looks like they've elevated kind of their outdoor areas.
So this is a great take. I love Celebrity. It's probably my preferred cruise line. I'm just now getting into Carnival just because of the ease of sailing from my location here at home. Also, the cool ships like the Mardi Gras. I prefer Celebrity. It's my most chosen cruise line if I'm picking a cruise. But the cool thing that they've always done and has always been kind of a signature of some of their newer ships is an outdoor space. So the cruise ship that I went on for Alaska, the Solstice, had the top deck was basically a park. Like it was just grass. So you could lay out and watch a movie or just take a picnic blanket and lay out and read on grass under the sky. So they've always tried to make it have this really cool, well-developed, well thought out outdoor area at the very top of the ship. And I love what they're doing again with the sunset bar and the sculpture garden, everything. Celebrity just takes class up just another notch. You can also tell in some of their dining and bars and different things like that. But these Apex class of ships are just next level. I can't wait to try one out.
Yeah,
Maybe.
those two like outdoor areas, like it looked very much like a high, like an upper end hotel, like the bar areas that you would see in something like that. So I do like that where you can't tell right off the bat that you're looking at something that's on a ship.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that's what we're starting to see with a lot of these new next generations of ships, from the Excel class for Carnival to the Prima class with Norwegian to the Beyond class for Celebrity, and also I believe it's the Oasis class ships for Royal Caribbean. You're starting to see they're building big floating resorts at sea, essentially taking all the cool elements of an all-inclusive or a really deluxe resort and building them into a cruise ship. Yeah. So we're here to talk a little bit about the first of the XL classes of ships for Carnival, the Mardi Gras. But to back it up a little bit, I've talked a little bit about my cruising experience. I think more interesting will be to hear about Angela's cruising experience prior to our sailing in October on the Mardi Gras.
Oh, it was so limited, you know this. So I have zero cruise experience. So in true travel fashion, though, this was pre-pandemic, and we did, which ship were we on? I always forget. The Dream?
The Disney Dream.
Okay. So my first cruise ship experience ever was in 2019 was it 2019? 18 on the Disney Dream. So that was my first and only cruise experience pre-pandemic. and then Pandy hit, and so we did this 7-day Mardi Gras. So to me, it's apples and oranges, just because it was one time before pandemic and now one time after. But I will say, like, it's gonna be hard to get me back on a Disney ship right now, just because the pricing is real rich for me. We'll just leave it right there, and kind of
Yeah.
like, not to harp on Disney, because I really, like, I'm still an AP holder. I've got more trips planned, but just that idea of like, what is the real value? And I think in like a pandemic world, for me, it really is like, where am I going to get the biggest bang for my buck when it comes to travel dollars? And there are so many options right now where you can do a fraction of a Disney trip and get a week, 10 days. I mean, I was even looking at the transatlantic crossings on Carnival, and it's like, starts off at $1,200 out of London. So, I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy when you look at stuff. So, all that being said, again, like, going on the Mardi Gras in October was fantastic. It's a brand new ship. Hardly anybody's been on it. Everybody's super stoked. Everything is shiny. It's just amazing. So it was a great experience. So I'm more interested for myself to kind of see, the trips that we have coming up, kind of how those compare within the Carnival cruise line. But as far as the experience, like, I think it was top notch. The staff was amazing. The crew was amazing. Everyone that we ran across that had a Carnival name tag on was spectacular. So it was just a great experience all around.
So, just to give you guys a kind of background, we're going to shift into a little bit about protocols, cruising during COVID times, the cruising restart, and just a little bit about how we made the decision of a cruise line to go on, why we decided to go on this cruise. I'll be straight up, fully transparent. I've been obsessed with this ship since I knew it was coming to market. Why? Because I live in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I love cruising. And if you can combine my favorite thing of New Orleans with my other favorite thing, a cruise ship and being out on the ocean, well, sign me up and take all my money. And so when I started watching and saw that the Mardi Gras was actually going to make, after the COVID delay forced her into almost a year later than her maiden voyage, we started pricing things out. We had already planned to go to Disney for the 50th anniversary, and behold, there was a sailing on October 2nd. How convenient. And so we kind of earmarked that as something to do, and started just watching to see what cruise lines were doing during the restart. So I was on the first restart sailing of the Carnival Magic, which left the week of the second sailing of the Mardi Gras. And I was really impressed by the protocols. You had to prove vaccination. Carnival was one of the first ones, along with Norwegian and Celebrity, that said vaccination if you're an adult. They only do exceptions, and this is still true now. They only do exceptions for children who are unable or are ineligible to be vaccinated. So there was that. There's masking protocols online. Little did we know, about 2 weeks before our sailing was kind of like the spike of Delta and a little bit more concern, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But that's when Carnival introduced their testing protocol. So we were one of the first sailings where you had to take a test, for us, because we're all vaccinated, an antigen test within 48 hours. And we were already going to be in Florida, so we had to find a way to do it in Florida. There, at the time, wasn't a whole lot of testing options there, but we'll skip the debatable side of that. And we opted to try out and guinea pig a at-home test.
Ooh.
So I ordered these Binax Now at-home tests from eMed. Now the different one, you can see the little red stripe that says "Do not open until you're instructed to do so." The way these work are, you get on your laptop or your iPad or your phone, and you connect with a telehealth professional that basically watches you do the entire test. And if you pass, you will get a QR code that all cruise lines, even international travel, can use to verify that you have a negative test result. Leslie and I were able to do ours seamlessly.
Oh God, Jay.
I'm going to kick this over to Angela for her first person experience with the EMED Navica Binax Now at home test.
Well, I will say
That's
you can throw up
Angela.
that box again because that is the new wave packaging for the Binax, because the first generation packaging is here, which you can see does not have the red thing across. So it had a sleeve. So it was like and it wasn't even an orange sleeve, I don't think. Maybe it was. I don't know. But you can also see that this one, the seal is broken. And if we open it, there's a testing kit inside that's still sealed. But here's the deal. They are real damn serious about the do not open until you're on the screen with a telehealth employee. So this one is basically one that got burned. I was a little verklempt before I took it. I was like the last one. For some reason, I think like I was doing something with work or something because I was down in the lobby at Sapphire Falls and I had my computer out. And then like you guys came down and started talking and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I guess I need to go do this like right now. Anyway, so it's a little verklempt. And I ripped off the sleeve without kind of paying attention. And then I just opened the box because I'm like, I want to see what I'm working with type of person. And then quickly realized that maybe I should not have broken that seal so quickly. Truthfully, I might have tried to like finagle it with the telehealth employee that I got online with, and they were like having none of my bullshit. So I ran down to my friend Keely and I was like, hey girl, open up your big bag and let's get another test out. And so then I had to like
all true. So how this works is EMED only sells them in packs of 6. Optimum will sell in packs of 2 to 3. I went ahead and bought a pack of 6 just because, like a Girl Scout, you always have to be prepared. And it came in real handy when I had 4 tests left by the time Angela started taking hers. So there we have it.
Yeah, people in the hotel lobby were definitely looking because I just like started shelling out $20 bills and I'm like, what I owe you for 2? Okay, here we go. I'm only taking 1 anyway. But the telehealth process itself, I will say like a couple of things. One, set yourself up because they're real like, listen, they are not playing around with this. They want to see the box the entire time and they want to see your face the entire time. So you need to be set up, almost if you're on your phone. Like, that was the other thing too. I was trying my camera phone. I think it doesn't matter. Like it wasn't a good setup. So it was a lot of like, I don't know, stretching and like doing weird stuff at the last minute. And like the telehealth person was constantly like, I can't see you. Where's the box? Where's the box? I'm like, oh my God. So it was a little bit stressful. So I would say practice your camera angles first. Get your setup so that the box is always viewable, your face is always viewable, and then log in. And otherwise, like it's pretty simple. You're swabbing yourself, you're breaking off the little thing into a testing thing, and then it's all done. So that stuff was really easy. And I am glad, at the end of the day, I'm really glad that they are taking it seriously and that the person, did see through my BS and was like, no, honey, this is not happening today. So yeah, it was good. I like it overall. I mean, the other reason, that I'm comfortable with going back to Carnival, especially watching the news over the last several months is, I'm comfortable with Carnival because of the protocols they're going through. And it makes me feel better about being on board and really enjoying myself and kind of maximizing the fun without it feeling so much like we're in the pandemic lifestyle.
Yes. Yeah. And it's, this. So as we're filming right now, I've been on 3 Carnival cruises since the restart: the Magic, the Mardi Gras, and the Valor. And every time it was, status quo. There was plenty of masking. If it felt crowded, there were plenty of spaces where you could go where it wasn't crowded. Everyone is taking it seriously, but there was something where, we've been to Universal and Disney a couple times and you feel a little weird. I've been to Vegas a couple times since the start of the pandemic. I've been to football games and basketball games. To be honest, the safest I've felt is on a cruise ship because, everyone, for the most part, there's always going to be a couple people that you can't count on. But for the most part, everyone is vaccinated. You have to show your vaccination card. You have to show, in our case, this is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I will say that's about the carnival process. Like once we had, because I don't know if everybody noticed, but on the Binax thing, you basically download an app. It's the Navica app that everything goes through. And so once they send the test results to the app, and so you have this little screen. We just screenshotted it, and that's what we showed to the onboarding person that we worked with. So it was really seamless. There wasn't there really wasn't a whole lot that slowed it down, I thought. And I'm excited now for the new protocol where it's just all done there. So yay.
Yeah. And so we will hopefully get to experience their testing protocol in March. That's for a later thing. But we also, Carnival is rolling out Verifly. So you can go ahead and upload your vaccination status, your negative test result, all of that into an app. And so even then, now you're just combined with your boarding pass for the ship. It's just one QR code. And it's going to make what already is a really fast boarding process even faster.
Mm-hmm.
So we all tested negative, cruises on. Let's load all of our crap into this car and let's head to Port Canaveral.
God, the car that was too small. So for having a travel agency, we sure did not think that thing out, did we? Yikes.
No, we did not. So the best thing was there were 4 of us that were traveling to the airport and then on Port Canaveral. And the one of us that got dropped off, 3 to Port Canaveral, 1 to the airport. The one who got dropped off at the airport was traveling Spirit. So it was just a backpack and whatever she had purchased at the 50th celebration at Disney. The rest of us, I think we had 2 to 3 bags a person in a compact. There were suitcases and like clothes and laps and stuff for the ride out there. It was.
I wish that like we showed up on a.
We've got to be on 6 cases of LaCroix. All I remember is at one point the LaCroix just got put up at the front of the line, so eventually we would get there, do it, and then just pick it up and walk through the scanners. But we made it. We all got on. So we did a 7-day Western Caribbean sailing on the Carnival Mardi Gras that involved 3 days at sea and 3 port stops in Cozumel, Costa Maya, and Mahogany Bay in Roatan, Honduras. We'll just touch on briefly a little bit of our excursion, and we did one actual excursion, and the other we just did in beach time. We'll hit on a little bit about the ship and a little bit about our stateroom. Mostly, I think I did all of the slideshows about food.
Because that's what we're there for. We are an eating agency. We eat. Bring us
you guys,
the food.
If you have questions, drop them in the chat. If you're watching this on replay, hit us up in the comments and I'll come back afterwards and answer. If you're also watching on replay, I'm going to do some timestamps below. So you guys are going to be able to find what you might be looking for.
How nice of you, Keely. Thanks for going that extra mile.
Thank you. It's kind of like having extra COVID tests for everybody when they don't follow the directions.
Hey, you got paid for them. You get paid.
I did.
You made money.
So upon arrival, we parked at the parking garage right next to the terminal. We went down, we got in line. It was a pretty substantial line to board the ship, but I swear we were probably the last people on board.
I was going to say, like, we pretty much ran till the end because we were trying to get Courtney on Ratatouille. So we kind of hung out to the last minute, and then that got blown. And then, So, but again, like, my first time boarding a Carnival ship, I was impressed. I thought we were going to be there longer than what we were. So it's a well-oiled machine once you get inside of that center.
Yeah. And so Carnival does do the facial recognition. So once they scan your passport, the first time you ever do it with Carnival, you never have to do it again. It's in the system. It's just facial recognition. So that makes it way easier disembarking you basically. As long as you're traveling with a passport, you just walk off the ship. And so you enter the ship into this amazing area that is called Grand Central. And what were your thoughts on entering into the Grand Central portion of the ship?
So my only thing is that this is like there's just a couple of really random things. Like Disney, we got announced. Okay. Like I keep going back to that. When we got onto the Disney ship, like we were announced. It was like a receiving line of everybody. Um, so that's the only thing. Like I just keep going back to that. I thought it was the most amazing thing. So there's no like receiving line. You're not getting announced when you come on board, but it is a gorgeous ship. Like it's just nice. Everything is very nice. Grand Central, obviously large, holds a lot of people, very welcoming. And there were plenty of Carnival crew lined up. Like they were all over the place. They were excited. Again, just the buzz of a new ship. So I didn't have any issues or any complaints about that whole onboarding.
So we get to our room. Our room was ready right away, and we were
Mhm.
in a since there was three of us, three women traveling in one stateroom. I decided to opt for a premium interior cabin. We got a really great deal on it, so that was awesome. I'll give you guys kind of just a stock photo look at what this room looks
Oh,
like.
the interior. Yeah.
Also, I've got a video where I do a tour. I'll link that down below so you guys can see that. But this is what the room looks like. It's just, you've got the two twin beds, the TV, and this little couch over here also turns into a bed. There are about a half dozen premium interiors on the Mardi Gras that can sleep four, and in that case, a bunk bed berth will drop down right there. And just here to show you guys the layout for this. So essentially, it's the same square footage as an ocean view room or a balcony room, just without the window or the balcony. And for us, I felt that that was pretty legit, especially for a week. I've never traveled in a cruise cabin with more than just one person for a week, so I think it was nice to have a little bit of that space. And we did bring some um, things with us to help maximize our space and organization and whatnot. And I'll let Angela talk a little bit about that. And here's kind of the layout, the floor plan of the premium interior stateroom.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, the interior stateroom again. So for me personally, when it comes to like rooms, unless and this is whether it's a hotel on land or a cruise ship, like do I have to have a balcony and a window? Not necessarily, because for me personally, that's not where I'm going to be hanging out a lot in the room. And I think that the interior stateroom with no windows, no balcony actually worked out pretty well for us because we used it for sleep. So it was like the ultimate sleep cave. It stayed dark. It stayed cool temperature wise. And I really liked the location. And we talked about this. Like we were not on the main hallway. We were kind of like in a little, I don't know what you call that.
We
Like
had
a
a
little
little corridor all to ourselves.
yeah.
I'll show it on I have the deck plan.
And so
I'll
it was
show it on.
silent back there. Like there was no hallway traffic. There was no noise from neighbors. So I thought it was a great room. I have no issue with that deal. And then organization wise, like we all travel together and have many times. And so I think we just travel well together, period. But definitely Keely brought along some things which were really pivotal. Two things in particular. One were the magnetic hooks. So the walls in the stateroom are metal. And so like they were just real basic, like little hooks like this, and they're like little magnets. And so we had a ton of those. And those helped us like, keep our daily things organized, sun hats and lanyards and I mean like whatever we needed. They were also handy in the bathroom to hang stuff up in to dry. So that
Yes.
worked out well. And then the other thing was like the two beds. There's room underneath. So we stored suitcases underneath there. And then we had like, just like the basic Keely got packed these like little storage cubes. I know it's kind of hard, but just like your basic like 12 by 12, 10 by 10 collapsible. And we each had like two or three of those. So all of that combined worked out really well. Plus, and again, just that we travel well together. So
So, and as you can see, we were on deck 5, which is the spa deck. And these kind of dark blue rooms right here, these are all premium interior rooms, and you can see how they're larger than the traditional interior, and how they're all on their little corridor. And the stars in the squares indicate what sleeps 3 people and what sleeps 4 people. So you can kind of see, we were close enough to the elevators and to stairs, but we were pretty quiet. We could barely hear
Because we were just
announcements.
insulated from all that noise. I mean, yeah, we were right there next to the elevators, but like we had to walk out of our corridor and then out, down the main corridor and then out into the elevator. It was very nice. I had no complaints about that. That was legit. And I will also say, like, for those worrying about as far as like how much stuff we brought, first off, homegirl to my right, Keels, this way, this girl just brought everything in the kitchen sink. But we didn't really pack necessarily light for this trip because we decided to do fancy dress every night. So we legit had I think what would rival like a Broadway musical wardrobe between the 3 of us. Like we had a lot of stuff. So I would say like organization wise, you can actually do it with 3 females, full like dinner, coffee, clothing, like we just had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of clothes. We had a lot of shoes. We had a lot of accessories, but we did it. It was fine.
A lot of sequins. So we did dress for dinner. Every night was formal night in our world. And I think we'll just kick it straight into some food reviews. So I've got bad news for you guys. If you guys are here for a review of the main dining room food on the Carnival Mardi Gras, you're SOL. We did not eat in the main dining room at all. In fact, I don't even think we went to C-Day brunch ever, did we?
Wait, I thought Leslie and I ate one night dinner. Didn't we? I feel like we did.
Where did I eat?
Sure. Isn't that the place you just walk in and like your table, like you just tell them who you are? Like, yeah, Leslie and I did that one night, I thought. I don't know. That was weird. Maybe she should be on this. Yeah, I don't remember what the deal was. Like you.
Did I have sushi instead?
I don't
know. No, because you had sushi with me.
I'm terrible about remembering that kind of stuff. I don't know what was going on.
Well, we'll kick it off. So if you guys have not been on a Carnival cruise, the first night on a Carnival cruise, if you visit the Steakhouse, which is a $38 per person upcharge, you get a bottle of wine for free. So obviously on the first night on the ship, we opted to go to the Steakhouse. I have a slideshow of some of our food, and then we'll just give a quick review of how we felt about the Steakhouse. So I go to the Steakhouse every single time I'm on a Carnival cruise. I'm bougie like that.
That was the butter.
Yeah, we have like fried avocado. This is just the traditional field salad. Leslie got the crab and mushroom risotto. I was mad because I wanted that, but I can't eat that. This is the warm bacon and blue cheese salad.
That was good.
Can't remember who got that one. This is bone marrow with beef tartare. You got that. Leslie went back and she got the lobster bisque, which looks beautiful.
Yes, matches her dress.
These are the stuffed mushrooms with mushroom tea. I think I got those.
Yeah.
You got fish, of all things, at the Steakhouse. I believe that's my filet.
Filet mignon?
Yes. And then Leslie got the Wagyu and macaroni and cheese.
Mac and cheese. We
also got, and there's the cut on my filet. Look how pretty that is. So we were so full, we got dessert and we took it back to our room, which was cheesecake. And I think we picked off of it for like 3 days.
Yeah. No, that was a good meal. And the service was really good. So it was solid. It was solid stuff. Bone marrow. Give me any dead animal's bones cooked over fire. It's all delicious. Could use that for body balm. I love it.
That's an interesting take. So yeah, I absolutely love the Steakhouse. So we did on our first night, kind of got a lay of the land. I don't think we did any deck parties or anything that night. Maybe went to comedy. We didn't do any shows.
I don't think we did comedy until like the second or third night or something. I don't remember. We tried to do comedy.
we crashed pretty hard that first day because after flying in and ripping and running from we got to
Well, we
Orlando
started.
early for Ratatouille
Yeah.
and then the 50th. Like I was ready to sleep in. And so sleep in we did. But then I started every day also on deck 5 in this little piece of heaven. And it is the thermal suite. So just to give you guys, this is an upcharge. You can do it per person or for a couple. I think I spent $129 for the whole week. It has a thalassotherapy pool, which is basically like a really big hot tub. These heated loungers, padded loungers, stone heated loungers. That's what these guys are right there. It also had 3 different saunas, salt therapy, a regular sauna, and a steam room. This is the entryway to get into there. It's very, very quiet and private. And then it also had these 2 different kind of sensory showers. One was more misty and colder water, and another had some kind of herbal essence to it. But you could go in, you could just really, it was a great way to start the day and, get everything flowing. Like I was getting ready to go do something when, in all honesty, I just went straight up and got into the hot tub on the Serenity deck. So that is one feature that the Mardi Gras has over everyone is just how freaking massive the Serenity deck is. So Angela, talk a little bit about this Serenity deck. I'm going to call up the deck plane again to show everybody how big that whole area is.
I mean, Serenity deck is where I lived. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm not like a karaoke person. I'm not like a get out on the deck and dance with the crew kind of people. Like that's just not where I'm at right now in my life. Maybe in my 50s, I'll start that stuff. So I don't mind being around it though. And I want to be like very clear about that. So I pretty much lived on the Serenity deck. I went from our stateroom to the Lido deck each morning to get coffee and then would just go stake out a place on the Serenity deck. We obviously weren't at capacity in October. We were nowhere near it. And so it was just really quiet and very peaceful up on the Serenity deck, especially out on the edge of the ship. And then they did, there was a little more action and, people hanging out and music and that kind of stuff actually at the pools by the bar. But it was nice up there. So that's legit where I hung almost the entire time. Sometimes I will venture out towards where we could I guess we were on 17 at that point, or maybe we were still on 18. Yeah, we were still on 18, but just like where we could oversee the main pool area just to be around kind of the action. But yeah, I loved it. I love that Serenity. 18 is where I lived.
Yeah. So the very forward part is all of Serenity. As you can see, it's got loungers, it's got 2 hot tubs and a cold pool that stayed cold, and it had a wet deck all around it. It has restrooms, men's, women's, and a unisex. Obviously, it has a bar. What I loved was Fresh Creations, which was this great salad bar that was open on sea days. So you didn't even have to go much further than your little pod or your little lounger right here just to get something to eat and enjoy it. But the Serenity deck was massive. Like if you couldn't find a lounger or a bed or a pod, you weren't looking hard enough. We spent all day, every sea day there. And I think we didn't get off the ship in Costa Maya. We stayed on Serenity deck that day too. Yep. Just soaking up the vibes.
It was literally like that was our hangout. I mean, it was just nice. It was so nice. And they've got different loungers. They just have the regular padded loungers. They have the pods. They've got stuff that's covered in the shade. I mean, to me, there's nothing that you really need to leave 18 for during the day.
No, you really don't. And again, it's 21 and up. So it's adults only, which is fantastic.
Keep your little dream killers below 18. Thank you.
You had to bring that up again. I don't think we have any people on here this week that are.
I will say, it's like kind of going back to the COVID stuff. Just the other cruisers that were on board, even with the younger kids, just a really great job. Like everybody just very considerate of one another. Anybody under the age of 12 was required to mask, right? That was the deal, right? Because they couldn't be vaccinated. They did a great job. I mean, you get onto an elevator. There weren't a ton of kids on the cruise to begin with, but they definitely traveled in numbers because that's how they operate. Watch, be careful for that. I'm just kidding. And they were all nice. They'd get onto an elevator. They'd put their masks on. You know, you'd see them. You'd pass them in a hallway. They'd put their mask on. So it was nice. And the crew was good about reminding people. You know, when people started to get a little lax about it. So good stuff.
Yeah. So we departed on a Saturday. So our first sea day was a Sunday. I started the day by watching the Saints play at Carnival Ships during the NFL season. For all of you guys that love football, they have the Sunday ticket. And exclusively on the Mardi Gras, they show every game in the Pig and Anchor Barbecue. If you've ever been to a cool sports book or a sports bar, it is set up just like that. Every TV has one specific game on it. It's labeled above, and everyone just kind of huddles around their game, their team. It's just like being in Vegas. You hear someone booing, you hear someone cheering, you hear someone throwing something to the ground. In my case, you hear us losing to the Giants. Yay. But I couldn't be that sad because I had another one of my favorite elements, not just on a carnival ship, but on cruising in general. And I was super excited for Angela and Leslie to experience this. It is a one of a kind 3-hour tour of its own. We did the chef's table. So I have a little bit of a slideshow to show you guys from our chef's table experience, and I'll kind of let Angela guide you through that.
Oh gosh, I don't know that I remember all this. Okay, on the fly. This is when we first showed up. This is like at the little center island. This is like a little appetizer deal that they did with us at this big. Okay, so then here's our menu. These were actually the place settings at the table itself. That is shrimp and seared pork belly. That is a piece of wood. That
was the bread. We hadn't even got to food yet. This is pork belly and shrimp.
Okay, that's the shrimp and the seared pork belly.
I had tuna because I can't have shrimp.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whose funky plate is that? That's duck.
This is the duck.
There's some sea bass for yourself. There's some lamb. Oh, that was great. I remember that little deconstructed turnip. The celery root, Gruyere, bitter cocoa. That's our beef, prime sirloin, pear umami, and there's our chocolate coffee cocoa dessert platter. There's y'all's wine. Oh, and that's a cute the little patisserie art with a little toile butterfly. I mean, it was really great. And I will say, I think that so there were 3 of us, and we split a table with 4 other people. So nice big long table. And I was like, the other people at our table were great. They were very nice. We talked. It was good to talk to other cruisers. You know, to me, like if I'm doing something like a chef's table, we're serious about food. We love food. We love to talk about presentation and ingredients and how everything's hitting. It was a little sad that it was just the 3 of us talking really intently about food because, you know, I mean, if you're doing something like this, you kind of think everybody at the table is going to be a foodie. And again, the other people were nice. They just weren't as intent on the food side of it. There was a lot of like, oh, what's that? Why does that look that way? That tastes funny. But the food was it was fabulous. That was a good experience. It was a very good experience. The presentation was cool. And again, the staff was like top notch.
So again, the chef's table is an upcharge. On some ships, on my Valor cruise last month, I did the chef's table. It was $75 plus gratuity, but it was only 7 courses. For the Mardi Gras, it is $95 per person plus taxes. It includes gratuities. It also includes all of your wine, champagne, and port pairings, which is nice, and it does not count against the drink package for those of y'all who are on the 15 drink cheers package. And on the Mardi Gras, it is 12 courses. They are great about allergy adjustments. I have a pretty serious shellfish and mollusk allergy, and the chef was able to tailor make a couple of the items for me. And while he would announce the course to everyone, he would come over and just discreetly walk me through what all of my items were. In one case was swapping out a crab salad for a chicken salad. Another was swapping out shrimp for a seared tuna. And There was something else I'm looking at the menu, but I can't remember. Fantastic. I do the chef's table anytime it is ever available. Also, one thing we didn't get to experience because of the pandemic is you usually get to tour the galley and see where all the food is made. So I'm hoping on our end of the year cruise that the girls and I get to do that because I would love for them to see the behind the scenes operation. Also, the Mardi Gras has its own dedicated chef's table room on the fifth floor. Now, we didn't get to have our chef's table in there. We actually had a chef's table in the Carnival kitchen where during the day, especially on sea days, you can go and take cooking classes, sushi, pasta, cake baking, cupcake decorating, all of those things. It's a really great expandable space where you can see the kitchen. We were able to see them finishing up dishes, plating everything, and then bringing it over to us. So not only was it great, top-notch food, great wine pairings, but it was very, very interactive as well. I would encourage everyone to do the chef's table if it fits into your budget. And the Mardi Gras does offer this chef's table every night of your sailing.
How many? Yeah, because there were just 2 tables in there of us, right? So there was only like maybe
so it basically can scale anywhere from 12 to 18 people.
Yeah, and I would say like if you're part of a bigger group, you know, whether it's you know, a work thing or a corporate thing, like I think the more people that you could get of your own into that chef's table, I mean, it would almost turn into like a private experience at that point.
Yeah.
And the value is phenomenal. I mean, really, for the quality of food that you're getting and the service, hello.
And then you also get a picture signed by the chef. You get to take a picture with the chef. And you know how much these cost? $20 a piece to get a picture. And it's not just one per person or one per party. It's one per person. So for us that don't live together and travel separately, you travel together but live separately, each of us got a picture. On the Valor, I actually got the recipe for Carnival's famous chocolate melting cake. So there's also a little entertainment. Minaj came around and did some sleight of hand, some card tricks, some jokey stuff. We made friends with him the first night at the Steakhouse.
Oh my God, he was hysterical.
So to round out, I'm just going to run through a couple more just specialty restaurants. I think the only place we didn't eat was Chibang.
But it seemed like the universe was wanting us to not eat at Chibang.
It was conspiring against us. And
it was conspiring against Chibang. It wasn't conspiring against us.
Well, yeah.
We came out winners.
So somebody, I'm not going to say who it might have been, may have won big on the Mardi Gras Casino, and they ended up comping us a meal. And so we went to Rudy's Sea Grill. And I will let Angela speak to this one just a little bit more. This is a seafood restaurant. It is very shellfish heavy. I know the girls really enjoyed it. For me, it was a miss, but that's more on me than on them because I don't really eat cooked fish and I can't have any of the shellfish. But the decor is stunning. Yes. And we know they haven't announced it, but they just sneaky snuck it on to the deck plan for the Carnival celebration, which arrives to the line this summer. And there will be a Rudy's Sea Grill on that too. But here's a quick look at Rudy's Sea Grill.
Yes, sharp decor, loved it, from the place settings to the art on the wall. I mean, everything was just cute and adorable. I hadn't seen these types of plates before. My dog's at the door. Bread, how can you go wrong with bread? You bring us a plate or a basket of bread, it's all good. We're always impressed with butter presentation. That's a tartare. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm a tartare. Yeah, I will eat it every single time. That's some kind of frisee. What is this? What is that?
That was a scallop.
Okay,
this is the lobster mac and cheese without
lobster mac and cheese. Those are mussels. We're always going to be that way for mussels. That's a nice little salad. I mean, the bites, that was probably a lobster bisque again, right? Mm-hmm. Cioppini almost.
Cioppino. Yeah. I think that's beets.
Ooh, yes. Let's talk about beets. Why are there crab cake? I don't think we were super impressed with that crab cake for some reason.
Lobster tail.
Yes. This was a great meal. Here's the problem. I'm remembering this now. Yeah, like this was amazing food. I remember kind of the issue with this is that it was so late
Yeah, we didn't get in until like 9.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I personally, like, I'm not a wait until 9 o'clock to eat kind of person. So just, I wasn't in the best mindset, but the food was really great. And here's what I will say about, like, we legit were probably the last table to leave. I think there was one other table that was left just a few minutes before us. And we were being considerate of that. We realized that we were kind of eating late, but never once did the staff ever say anything that made us think that we needed to hurry or to get out of there quickly. And again, I think that there's a very fine line between, staying somewhere and enjoying a meal and then just like over welcoming your stay at the end of the night. But they did a great job, and just the service even at the end of the night was phenomenal. Nobody seemed tired.
This is a staple of an upcharge. So Rudy Seagull is priced just like the Steakhouse, and that's $38 per person. Slightly cheaper, and a staple on the entire Carnival cruise line is Cucina del Capitano. So during the day, it is a pasta bar. It's called the Captain's Pasta Bar, and you can eat there for free. Also, on the Mardi Gras right now and for the foreseeable future, it is also an included dining option. So we didn't have to pay to eat at Cucina, and I feel like it was another dining highlight. I mean, who doesn't want Italian food?
It's kind of hard to say no to Italian food.
So this was the meatball.
Yeah, the meat. Oh,
again, more clams and mussels.
Those are clams and mussels.
This is like their pork belly, and their caprese.
All right, caprese.
Yeah. And then
big portions, like those were hefty portions.
Yeah, and then my little slideshow froze. Come on, little guy. And then chicken parm.
Chicken parm.
I think we all are. I had the chicken parm, but
it was solid. Like, there was nothing wrong with that place.
It hit.
And again, the service is so good. Like, all of our waiters, that one, I remember at that restaurant, I think it was the female like floor manager that came over to talk to us.
Yes.
She was fantastic. Ooh, teppanyaki.
So I have video, but I'm not going to play it because teppanyaki is teppanyaki. But I did want to include this just to show you guys. Now, teppanyaki is another upcharge. I believe it's $28 per person. They do offer C-Day, lunch, teppanyaki, and then dinner every night. But just to give you guys kind of an idea, there are 3 tables in the teppanyaki that seat 10 people. So 30 people, 3 seatings a night. That's it. How cute is that little place setting, though?
Okay, so we ended up here because, just real quick, we had reservations at Shebang this night, and we were sitting up at the top level overlooking Grand Central, waiting for our Shebang reservation to come up, and the hostess at teppanyaki like caught Keely's eye. Obviously, we were all sequined up, looking like modern Golden Girls. Thank you very much. Anyway, she was like, "Do you have dinner reservations tonight?" And Keely was like, "Yeah, actually, it's Shebang in like half an hour." And she was like, "Why not teppanyaki right now?" And we're like,
I would prefer to eat at teppanyaki. She's like, "Come on."
That would work out very well. So we literally were just like led straight in. I don't know if there was a cancellation or what happened, but that worked out really nicely. And we're fine with it because we heard okay stuff about Shebang.
I still have heavenly dreams of this tuna dish. That was fantastic.
That was beautiful.
And then, of course, everyone knows what teppanyaki looks like. But this is the dessert at Bonsai. So we start with a little bit of sake, some kind of matcha ball, green tea ice cream, a Japanese creme brulee. This is like a dense, flourless chocolate, scrumptious bite, and then a chocolate-covered cherry or chocolate-covered strawberry. It was so good. I would do teppanyaki every time. We also did bonsai sushi for dinner one night, and probably the best deal on the entire ship is their omakase menu, which is $15 for one person or $30 for 2, and it is 5 courses that includes
Stop.
Soup, edamame, an entree, sashimi, and a sushi roll. $15.
It's
$15.
I could not. I kept looking at the menu, and I think I actually asked Keely, like, didn't I ask? I was like, "Are they saying this is like only $15?" That was fantastic.
I'm gonna see if I can find the menu.
I don't
Um,
know if yeah, you probably don't have pictures. That was a great. Oh my god, everything that he sent out was phenomenal, and that was good
Here
because
it is.
I was like actually sitting across from him, so I could like make eye contact with him. So I was like, "Send me the good stuff." And
Yeah,
it's
they've
always
got the
good when you
menu.
can tell, like, the chef and I mean, you obviously have allergies, but when I was able to say, like, "I will eat anything he puts in front of me," you can get some really good stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like, "Oh, yeah."
so let's see where to go.
Second page.
It's not on here. Interesting.
Hmm.
Weird. But yes. Oh, here it goes. Our chef
There you go.
special.
No, that
No,
was it.
it was like a secondary thing. But you got like I want to say you got one of these. You got a miso soup. You got a roll.
I got more than 5 things, I feel like. I don't even
You
know
got
that I have pictures.
sashimi. You got soup and salad. You got one of these appetizers, which I think was like the yeah. I feel like a page is missing on this
Mhm.
bad boy. Uh, Best deal, $15. Definitely do it. You can get it both lunch and dinner.
Mhm.
Um, Kind of round out our food. I wanted to touch on a couple of little fun things that I think we had a blast. Everyone knows you can do trivia, you can do bingo, you can do karaoke. Carnival loves their comedy shows, but one of the newest things on ships is a interactive take on one of the most popular TV game shows of all time, Deal or No Deal. And so we jumped in and played along with that one night in Grand Central. And just to give you guys kind of an idea of how this works. So there's the stage. It's all set up. You can buy cards. I think they're like what, two for $40. So it's a little bit more pricey than bingo. But this is how you have to buy a card if you want to get picked to be in the game. And you can use. There's 2 games. The night they do Deal or No Deal, and that's it. So Joyce B was the first person who got called up for this game, and as she picked numbers, we would open up the slots on our card, and if the dollar amount matched what was on the case on the screen, we could win prizes too, including like you can see they were giving away a 6-day cruise. Angela and Leslie both won on Deal or No Deal. I did not.
Yes. So we won, like, some money to go towards bingo, right?
Mhm.
Isn't that what the deal? Yeah,
Yeah,
like, we won $25 towards bingo, and didn't Leslie won some, casino cash.
I think she won like $25 in free play or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
But it was fun. It runs a tight and bright 1 hour, and it's usually set between dining times. So if you have early dining, you may have to skip and either try and do your time dining or specialty dining on Deal or No Deal night. But I think I would do Deal or No Deal every time, unlike bingo. We did bingo on C Day, and I was just like, luckily, we had a really great bingo host that made it pretty fun. And that's also held in center stage. And it's really neat because they drop all the screens down. And so you can see outside in the ocean as we're cruising along,
Uh-huh.
all of
That's a nice
that.
backdrop.
But I wanted to show one last thing. This is a little video mashup I did, probably to give you guys an idea of just how amazing the center stage area is. But it's also probably my favorite show on the Mardi Gras. I don't know that Angela made it all the way through. I went and saw it twice. But I'm going to share with you guys just a little bit from Celestial Strings on the center stage, just so you can get an idea of how impressive these production shows are on the Mardi Gras, especially the ones that are on Central Stage. internets?
Lag.
What is infrastructure like, Angela?
Don't ask me, man. I'm in Texas.
Here, I'm gonna. So the cool thing is, these windows go up and down. You're just gonna be a jerk now, aren't you? Thing.
It's fine. It's 2022. We expect things like this.
Anyway, so it's scale like the screens go up and down, holes open up, things come in and out. It is just fantastic and really cool. In between dining on nights when there's not a center stage show, they have an amazing band, and then the singers from the shows will come out and do like mini sets that preview shows later in the week. They did a tribute to Love, to the Broadway numbers. The one show that we missed, which I wish we had seen, was that damn show for The Greatest Showman. How did I miss that?
I don't know. That's really weird because that's something that should have been on your radar immediately. And then so that show was in the Grand Central area. What was the show that we went and saw in the theater?
Oh, Broadway Beats. That was all like songs from Hamilton and all like these modern, like recent, within the last 3 musicals, they've got the rights to it. They did The Room Where It Happens from Hamilton. We've got Dear Evan Hansen. We've got Waitress. We've got Pretty Woman. Like all of these recent musicals on Broadway with these fantastic singers. They all meshed them together, and Broadway Beats was fantastic. I would definitely see that again on the
And Celestial Strings, from your clip, like that was a cool show. Probably not my genre or like my vibe necessarily, but it was a good show. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. The Broadway thing, I personally enjoyed more, but that's just a personal preference. The performers, great. Like they're so energetic, they're professional. Like it's not I don't really know what I was expecting, but I wasn't really expecting that. It was great. The entertainment.
I was really blown away because on my other Carnival sailings, entertainment has been like, I'm gonna go see the comedian instead, just because that's more my vibe, or go see some of the trios. The band that played in the Brass Magnolia Lounge, the jazz trio every night, was fantastic.
And the Brass Magnolia Lounge was gorgeous. My dog is being so annoying. I don't know what his problem is.
Because he knows what our last segment is.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God. Brass Magnolia. That was a beautiful bar. I remember the wallpaper in there.
Oh my gosh,
just with the ferns and the magnolia blossoms. Beautiful.
Anytime I ever went missing, the girls knew exactly where to find me when the clock hit 4. I was having my French 75 at the Brass Magnolia. The fortune teller was really cool. Alchemy Bar was fantastic. I really love. I don't have a complaint about any of the bars or any of the restaurants on the Mardi Gras. It's fair enough to say I will be back on the Mardi Gras in July. I'm excited to take Mr. Worldwide to experience it. It's going to be his first 7-day cruise on a Carnival ship, and I think he's going to love the Mardi Gras. Angela, your final thoughts for today on the Mardi Gras?
It was great, and I'll just throw in at the very end, Leslie and I did Bolt. We rode Bolt, and that was a great experience. We rode it during the daytime. We did it as we were passing Cuba, so we could we could look right across the water and see the shoreline of Cuba. It was really cool. I will say, there was some technical difficulty with Bolt, like as we were getting up for our ride. So you make a reservation. The other thing I'll say about Bolt, you cannot, you have to be wearing shorts or pants. You can have a sundress on, but you can't just be wearing bathing suit bottoms underneath.
They will make you pull your skirt up and show wearing shorts, Nathan, I promise.
I had to pull my skirt up and show them. And then I got sent back to my room like a child to put on the proper wear. So just keep that in mind. But it was a really good ride. There was a little bit of technical difficulty, so there was a delay. They were really cool with us about letting us know, we're working on it. Do you want to reschedule? Do you want to try and come back? What do you want to do? We just stayed because the mechanics that were working on the ride were gorgeous, and it was not hard to stand there and look at them as they were in the sun trying to fix this, and it was all hot. Anyway, it was pretty cool. So both, it was great. I'm glad that we did that. That was a really good experience. So I thought it was great. I can't wait. I would love to go back on Mardi Gras again, but I'm also looking forward to our future sailings because I think Carnival is kind of where it's at right now for cruise lines until I get on a celebrity ship. Catch me after I get on a celebrity ship.
So with that, I guess we should probably tell them what we've got coming up next, especially for you and me, right?
I would love this segment because I know about something in March and I literally have no idea. Like all of a sudden, some new dates landed on the friend calendar. And as it happens with our trio, sometimes executive decisions are made when one is missing. So I'm real interested to hear about what we're doing next year, too.
Oh, yeah. So we'll just get started. So next month, Angela and I are headed to Galveston because we are going to be going on the Carnival Breeze to celebrate Carnival's 50th birthday. That's right. We're doing a celebration cruise. It's 5 days, 2 days at sea, 2 days at Cozumel. But one day we have to leave Cozumel early because we are going to go meet 7 Carnival sister ships for a fun ship meetup somewhere out in the Gulf between Costa Maya and Cozumel. There's a lot of throwback things that are going to be happening. Apparently a fireworks show. I'm excited they're going to be bringing back the Captain's Midnight Gala Buffet, which I haven't been to one of those since like late 90s, early 2000s. That's when you go eat lobster tail at midnight and there's ice carvings and fruit carvings and all this like just opulence. So I'm excited to see that come back. And we are going to be streaming live and reporting live from our 5-day sailing on the Carnival Breeze in March.
I'm
What are you
very
looking forward for
excited.
that one?
Yeah, this was like a real quick, I got a text message that was like, hey, do you want to do this? Check the dates. And it was like, I need an answer pretty quick. So I'm really excited about this one because this was not one that was on my radar.
Yeah. Then I'm back on the Mardi Gras in July. Like I said, I'm taking Mr. Worldwide. I think we may have 1 or 2 more members of the Crescent Lake Club joining us on that sailing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Probably the female contingent, to be honest. The female contingent that's not you or Leslie. The female contingent that's never cruised on the Mardi Gras before may be joining us. And a lot of that has to do with our very first topic from today's show, the delay of the Disney Wish. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm manifesting that it happens because it would be so great
We'll
to
put
be
it
on
out.
the ship again with a bunch of friends. But in our pursuit of kind of like Pokemon, you got to collect them all. We've got to go on all the Excel class ships as they come out. So we will be going on the 3rd sailing of the Carnival Celebration in December
Of this year.
This year. We were booked in a Cove balcony for that one. So the Celebration is a ship just like the Mardi Gras. She's going to have Bolt. She's going to have all the things we love, but the French Quarter and the Piazza area will be completely re-envisioned to be something else. So we are just waiting to see what those are. And then...
and we're doing that one out of Miami, so we're going to do the
Eastern
Caribbean route.
We are doing the Eastern route for that one. So our stops are San Juan, Puerto Rico,
Amber
Cove, and St. Martin.
Yay! And then 2 days at sea. I love that back-to-back 2 days at sea at the end. So that'll be
at
cool.
The end. We do a day at sea, 3 port days, and then 2 days at sea on the way back.
Yep.
And then
I'm taking notes on this one. This is new to me. Please, I'm on the itinerary, but please.
Well, right, again, as far as, gotta catch them all goes, we've got the 3rd and final ship of the Excel class that is making its domestic debut in December of 2023 out of Galveston, and that is the Carnival Jubilee. And so now we will have done an interior stateroom, a Cove balcony, and I mean, we've got time to save for it, right, you guys? So We're going in an Excel class aft suite on the Carnival Jubilee. And I am so freaking excited about that. This is one of those aft staterooms that wraps around the corner. It has its own jacuzzi on the deck. Also, it has Loft 19, private pool and cabana access. I mean, it's pricey, but you know what? We're basically going on the celebration for free, so it'll all come out in the wash at some point.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And so here's the thing: is like I like that we started low. Do you hear this dog? Do you literally hear this dog? He is crazy. I like that we started kind of at the base end of the rooms and like we're working our way up. Because I guarantee you, if we'd started off with this aft suite balcony baller situation that we're about to do, I would have been probably real unhappy in an interior stateroom afterwards. So I'm kind of glad that we worked it like this way. Also, I'm very logical and I realize that this is not a room that I can afford every single cruise. So
yeah, and the reason why, one, there was only one left, so I jumped on it. Two, it's the same, the itinerary is the same exact itinerary as we did on the Mardi Gras. So I can't imagine us getting off in any of the ports to even do a paid for excursion. We may do the free beach, we may walk around a little bit, but when you have that deck and you have Loft 19, you have all of that, the ship becomes the destination.
There's no way we're leaving. Get me off the ship when it's time to get off. I'm not getting off. I'm staying.
Hold up somewhere. Angela would become a crew member at that point.
I will. I'm going to marry a mechanic that works on the boat. Just kidding. They were really good looking. They were very good looking, these mechanics. They were.
Agree to disagree. On the breeze, Angela and I are staying in a traditional balcony stateroom on the Lido deck. So it will be Angela's first experience in a balcony room on this class of a Carnival ship. So it is the Carnival Breeze is a sister ship to the Carnival Magic, which I went on last August. So it will have Cucina, it will have the Steakhouse, all of our favorites. No big chicken. No Shaq's Big Chicken.
No Shaq's. I'm interested to see like how the Breeze feels in comparison to the Mardi Gras. It's about 100 feet shorter, and it's about 1,600 like capacity as far as guests. It's about 1,600 fewer, so it's like right at 3,700 guest capacity. Mardi Gras is just shy of 5,300. So I'm interested to see if like how I feel about that size ship, if it really makes a difference.
So, like I said, we'll be reporting live. We are going to do a same way we usually do on YouTube and Twitch. Internet install data, hopefully. And then we've got Teets, who is going to work behind the scenes for us. We'll do daily videos. And then once we get a real kind of schedule for that Fun Ship meetup, I'm sure we will stream the Fun Ship meetup live, especially if there's fireworks, dance parties, you name it. But you guys, if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to tell us in the comments what you want to see from our upcoming Breeze cruise. We'll have more information about that. We'll try and get together maybe next week or the week after and do a tips and tricks, a packing video, our do's and must-dos, things you must have, kind of our favorite things for cruising, what Angela learned from her Mardi Gras cruise that she's going to take into this Breeze cruise.
Okay.
All of that. Any last tips, tricks, comments, anything before we say see you real soon, Angela?
I think we did a great job. Comment if you have any questions or suggestions for the Breeze, what you want to see video wise, and if you've been on the Breeze, something that you enjoy about the ship, maybe a little bit of a hidden treasure. Also, if anybody is interested in adopting a Chiweenie, I might have one here in Fort Worth. So yeah, awesome.
I'm really
excited to see you again. We legit have not seen each other since October, right?
Well, I'll probably see you for Mardi Gras, not the ship, the Mardi Gras, but Mardi Gras.
For the real deal Holyfield. Is that something the viewers would like to see? Some footage from us at Mardi Gras in the Big Easy this year?
I feel like we should do it.
Let us know. If the viewers say that is what they want, we have to give them what they want.
Yeah, so we've got that. And then basically I'm going to Ash Wednesday and turning around and getting on a plane on the 5th.
It's the way to do
Wait,
it.
did you see Southwest is finally serving booze on flights again?
Did you see that Spirit and Frontier are merging, and how amazing that I think that that's going to be? And there was some snide comments on Twitter, but I don't know what the hate is against Spirit, because their flights on time, timely. They weren't dealing with the same kind of malarkey that other airlines were dealing with the vaccination requirements. Like, Spirit is a no messing around, down to business. You're here to fly. That's what you're going to do kind of company.
No
And I really
fussing,
love it.
no back talking,
Mm-mm.
kind of. Raise your hand if you have a Spirit credit card.
You do. I know. Yeah.
I do. I wonder what that's going to do with those like 60,000 points I've got.
It's not like nothing will happen right now. The merger's still going to take time. It's going to be like anything else. It'll be a year or two before they really do stuff about that.
I need those points to go see Katy Perry in Vegas in June.
Because whiny Adele is out. Ooh.
In a world of Adele's, be a Katy.
I would say that too, because here's what my gut tells me. Adele canceled because of some BS with a man. And I just think that.
Oh, Rich Paul, who ruins everything he touches except for LeBron.
I feel like, I mean, I feel like that was a dick whip situation, and I can't respect her for that. We're not going to quit and stop doing our business because homeboy won't come see you in Vegas. I think it was not okay. So yeah,
come for the cruise talk. Stay for the hot takes.
Yeah, on celebrity relationships that I have no business commenting on. That's funny.
We went from celebrity cruise to celebrity relationship.
It's all related.
So thank you guys again. If you're watching this on the replay, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Let us know down in the comments what you want to see future. I'm sure we're going to do another stream next week, maybe. I'll probably check in with cruise news and just a little bit more tips, tricks, updates, what's going on. And maybe we can get Teets come talk about, I don't know.
What?
I don't know what we want him to talk about.
We'll keep him behind the scenes. He's going to do some editing for us.
Yeah, that's true. He's better there anyway.
Oh, you know what? You should have where are our GoPros from our snorkeling?
I have some videos.
Did you look through it? Did you actually look through that stuff?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Let me see if I can play one.
This is from our snorkeling in Costa Maya? Where? Cozumel, the catamaran. Yeah, I was expecting to see that footage. That's killer footage. Wow.
We'll see what happens. Wow. This is from Angela's camera.
Oh, how do we know it's mine?
Because I put them
together, organized them. Look at the fishy. That was so much fun.
Yeah, so this was, we'll talk about excursions, I think, probably next stream, because I want to talk about what we're doing in Cozumel this time around on the breeze. So we should probably stream next week and talk excursions and planning and stuff like that. But
yeah, because
so this is from the Cozumel VIP Champagne Catamaran Snorkel Excursion, which is one of my favorites to do. I've done it 2 or 3 times now. It is done through Carnival, but you kind of get an idea of what the snorkeling is like in Cozumel.
That's probably a point when I was struggling. Anyway, yeah, we can go over that stuff next time.
Yeah. So just watch our channel, watch our social media page, our social media channels, and we will be back probably next week, maybe Monday, maybe same time, same place, talking excursions, Cozumel, the Carnival breeze. Maybe by then we'll have decided on a celebrity cruise for later in the year.
Yeah, let's do that, because I personally have a gap kind of between April and like December. Well, not really. I'll be in Albania in July. So I guess, yeah, but I still let's look at celebrity stuff. Okay. It doesn't hurt to look. It doesn't hurt to look.
Never hurts to look, especially when we can do a TA rate out of Miami.
Mm-hmm. Word to your mom.
Also, if you guys are interested in cruising, check out our website, crescentlakeclub.com. We do have some great group rates if you haven't decided on your summer. I've got Virgin Voyages, Scarlet Lady. I've got July on the Carnival Mardi Gras with me and possibly 2 other members of the Crescent Lake Club. Also, are you in the South like us? Would you like to get out of 110-degree weather in August? Can I talk to you about Alaska? It's fantastic. We've got a great group rate on the Ovation of the Seas sailing Alaska in August with some also private, very curated, unique excursions. Like, did you know you can snorkel in Alaska? I've got you. So for Angela, for me, for Teets, and the rest of the Crescent Lake Club, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. We will see you real soon.
Bye, y'all.